There are a lot of systems that we, sort of walk in because they become familiar to us. We stay in them because they become comfortable to us. And oftentimes we accept, the reality that that system might afford us, not questioning what else could be out there. There's a movie, The Truman Show. For the young folks, you got to go back in the vaults because it might only be on VHS. But Jim Carrey was trying to get beyond this sort of context or this bubble that he realized he was living in, because there was something in him that was wondering what was beyond this sort of stage wall. And I'm not arguing that we're living in these sort of stage bubbles and environments, but what's out there could be wholly different than everything we've seen where we are. My wife tells a story about chickens and chicken coops, and then, when they are allowed to go out and become free-range chickens, many of them stay within that coop simply because that's all they've ever known, and there's a sort of fear of what lies beyond the comforts of what they've known. But in that, you realize that life goes on. Indianapolis is a great city, the 15th largest city in America. But America is just one country in this world. There are folks who are coming up with new ideas. There are folks that are inventing new practices, new ways, innovations that are completely outside of this city, this state, this country, and, maybe even this world in a sense, that we can glean insight from and sort of shift and change the way that we think about things. We see it show up in so many industries and spaces. We talk about, residential, planning and zoning and population density, where we are very comfortable with a more sprawling environment. But we see what's happening in urban epicenters all across the country, where they're increasing diversity and folks are moving into new walkable lifestyles. Well, if we know what's going on in New York, we know what's going on in Chicago, what opportunities could we have here in Indianapolis by taking some of those learnings, those takeaways, and just shaping the lens through which we see the world? Not necessarily saying one is good, better, or best, but different. And different doesn't have to be bad. Different may not be good, but it's just taking that extra information, that extra data point of what is being experienced or being lived out in another context to then inform what we do here. It could refine it. It could perfect it. It could reassure us that what we're doing is best for us. But that extra data, I promise you, will never hurt.